Global mobility is a lot of things, but at the core, it's moving people from one country to the other and helping them grow, whether it's in their careers or as a person, experiencing a whole other culture, and growing professionally and personally.
We have definitely earned our seat at the table, especially the last several years where we've taken on new work, whether it's been remote work, business travel. I think to keep the seat at the table, we have to stay agile and innovative. I'm always looking for continuous improvement opportunities within my program that align to business objectives that will either improve employee experience or reduce cost. I'd also recommend collaborating across departments, ensuring that others are knowing the work that me and my team are doing. I think it's critical to bring them along on the journey. It's easy for us to get bogged down in a silo, and we're not doing ourselves any favors. I always recommend going on a roadshow and highlighting the great work that you're doing.
You always have to prove your relevance in whatever aspect and in whatever seat at the table you actually take. And I always perceived global mobility as the enabler of the business. So we facilitate the moving, we facilitate the business, facilitate even the financial operations.
The elusive seat at the table. I think it's just continuing to demonstrate the strategic value. So really aligning with the broader business goals and being agile with what the business needs.
The first point is this need of having different people around the company structure, and more when we have these international companies that you will need to fill the position in another place with the resource that you have, and you know that it can provide. And it comes not only about technical knowledge, it comes also about the knowledge of the company, the knowledge about the culture of the company to bring it to another. So the place in the table should be important because there's no one size fits all. So it depends pretty much on the countries that are involved, the culture that you're bringing, let's say the personal culture that you're bringing somebody to the other country. So there are many considerations to be included, and sometimes when we're looking at it from the high perspective, sometimes companies tend to forget that.
This is a big question in the mobility space, and I think it's really finding the right fit for your global mobility program. So I've worked in organizations where mobility has sat in total rewards, it's sat in HR operations, it's sat in the talent acquisition area, and in my current role, my team or my position sits within talent. And when I had the opportunity to interview for this role, knowing that it had a direct tie to talent was incredibly exciting for me because from my perspective, I believe that's where mobility should be sitting. I think in years past, mobility has been nothing more than operations and execution. And today's world really requires companies to have mobility subject matter experts that can bring those thoughtful design and strategy processes and discussions to the table to ensure that we're looking at assignments to be effective, to provide development opportunities, and that the return on investment, and we all know the investment in mobility can be very significant, but that we're bringing that return on investment back to the organization to drive success and to show the value of mobility in larger organizations.
I strongly encourage you to create a partnership alliance within your corporation. As a global mobility professional, you will naturally need to lean on a variety of groups to move anyone from point A to point B. Those internal partners will include talent acquisition, people operations, finance, travel, payroll, managers, business, etc. I like to create mobility monthly or quarterly training sessions or even catch-up times with individuals in these groups in order to allow me to listen to them and what they need. For example, with our finance team, I provide them quarterly updates on what our intended spend is, and that's helped them in being able to answer questions to their VPs and their higher ups. So in providing them the value, I think that keeps my seat at the table.
I believe global mobility can ensure its relevance by aligning its strategies with the business objectives, and as well as leveraging technology to enhance operational efficiency and also improve customer or employee experience.
If I say global mobility, nobody ever knows what global mobility is. So the way I summarize it is relocating expats, and usually most people understand what I mean by that.
So when I think of global mobility, I think of getting the right people in the right places at the right time. And ultimately, global mobility should be used as a talent strategy to attract and retain diverse talent. So while mobility professionals definitely are the gatekeepers and coordinate a lot of the logistics and make sure that we're staying compliant with immigration and tax and things like that, we're also a strategic partner. So we basically advise and counsel and educate businesses and come up with creative solutions to help businesses manage and meet their goals. And we also empower employees. And the mobility program is empowering employees to advance their career. You will find that in a lot of global companies, global mobility opportunities is important for employees as it relates to their career advancement and growth.